All right, LeBron James to the 76ers. When you think about it, it makes really perfect sense. Uh, 2 years, 8 million. So clearly he could have gotten a little bit more money had he signed with the Warriors. But when you think about the team that gives him the best chance to win, it's got to be the 76ers. I mean, their lineup now is completely stacked. And you got to look at Bob Myers. Bob Myers is the president of the company, the entertainment company that owns the Philadelphia 76ers. And he went on Rich Paul. Rich Paul is LeBron's agent, for those of you who aren't following this story. He went on a podcast with him recently, and he made the pitch that this gives him the best chance to win. And I think when you're 41 years old, you're still playing at a high level, but your career is in decline. Points wise, he's gone from 30 about 4 years ago down to 21, and it's been a consistent downward trend. He's still grabbing rebounds. He's still throwing out assists in the highlight play. He can still play basketball. He's still a great player, but his career is winding down. He says he considered in the offseason or after the final game when the Lakers lost, he considered retiring before taking some time off. So Bob Myers goes on the podcast for Rich Paul, and let me show you what he said, because I think he made the pitch we all know about the Hamptons and recruiting Kevin Durant with the Warriors, but Bob Myers, boy, you got to give him credit. Let's hear a little bit here about exactly what his pitch on the Rich Paul show. Let's hear it.
Look, if you're talking about the Sixers, if he was here, I'd say I honestly believe this is your best chance to win. You have to decide all the other things that are equally important, because it's his life, right?
Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. It's his life, but he's got to decide on whether it's about family, staying in California, or whether it's about winning. Listen, I think he wants to add to his legacy. This is a guy who clearly wants to win one more title before he goes out. And I got to show you their lineup now, because there's no question in my mind that that this is the best team in the NBA now. Take a look at this lineup. If you're not familiar with Tyrese Maxey, he's a two-time All-Star. He's only 25 years old, averaged 28 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds last year. He can play. The young guy, VJ Edgecombe, 20 years old, MVP of last season's NBA All-Star Rising Challenge, 16 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Jaylen Brown is in his prime, 5-time All-Star, the former Cal product, came over from the Celtics, 29 years old, 5-time All-Star, 29 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, these are guys that can all do everything. LeBron, we talked about him a little bit. Listen, even on the decline, 21 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds for LeBron James. And Joel Embiid, if he can stay healthy, and I think that's kind of the big deal, if he can stay healthy, this is an incredible team. Joel Embiid, however, put up big numbers, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 7-time All-Star. But here's the thing, 38 games, 19 games, and 39 games the last 3 years. So he is kind of he's kind of the X factor on this team. But even without him, this is the most stacked team in the NBA, and they have to be the immediate favorites to win the NBA championship. I also think part of the LeBron James decision centered about not coming to the Warriors. I know Warriors fans some of them are disappointed, and some of them are probably like, hey, we didn't want that guy anyway because he's the number one villain or whatever. You just don't like him. The way he announced way back when he was taking his talents to South Beach, the NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers with the Warriors, all those seasons. But no question he would have helped them win. I do think there was a little bit of when he goes to the 76ers, that's automatically his team. I mean, when you look at that team, he can insert himself. There's nobody on that team that is so beloved by the 76ers fans that that LeBron can't be a leader on that team. With the Warriors, Stephen Curry, I mean, I think Kevin Durant had some of this, some of these issues when he came here. It's Steph's team, and it's always going to be Steph's team. He's the greatest player in the history of the franchise and one of the top 10 best players in the history of the NBA. So LeBron comes over, and it's still Stephen Curry's team. I know he would have liked to play with him, but I do think that factored in just a little bit, that he could never be beloved, I think, by the Warriors faithful, like Steph certainly. He can be beloved in Philadelphia, and I think he will be. And I think, barring if they stay healthy, I think you got to think this Philadelphia 76ers with LeBron James are the new favorites to win it all. Dang. Big news here the day before 49ers training camp opens. LeBron James, the 76er. Wow.